gives me great pleasure to be here to announce today the 2017 inductees. This year we'll be honoring in the athletes category one individual in the athlete builder, one builder, and one individual for meritorious service, along with a team from 2 years of competition. We will also be honoring a sport organization at this time. This year's banquet will be held April 29th in the room right beside us here. As protocol, to make room for the new slate of inductees, a group of past inductees have their portraits removed. It's the group from 2005. And they have those citations presented to them or a family member, or if it's a sport organization, if they have a facility, we generally take them there. Their full citations and pictures will still be available. If you look back there, you'll see a television. And I believe, what is it, an iPad, Jody? And all of those will always be kept on file, and they're back to 1986, 88. So all of them are still available, and you can access our website at home. You'll find them all on there, and the website is just under PA Sports Hall of Fame. At this time, I would like to call on those retirees or their representatives to come forward and receive their portraits and citations. In the team category, we have the 1978, 1980, and 1984 Molson Canadian Senior Men's Basketball teams. Their victory in 1978 made them the first men's basketball team from Prince Albert to win a provincial championship. Some of the players were former university players. Not only did they capture 3 provincial championships, they won many other tournaments, including their own Molson Northern Classic, which ran for over 20 years, ending in 1995. With the local team winning it 8 times during that period. Players who played on all 3 teams were Pete Reben, Rod Samare, Bill Barzil, and Tim Reed. Is Michelle Zuck here? No? Okay, so Pete left for Hawaii 2 days ago, and he is going to accept it on behalf of the team. And there are 4 members from the team who are going to copy it and share it and have possession of it from now on. Also in the team category were the 1960-61, 61-62, 62-63 Anavet Senior Men's Hockey Team. They began in 1960 and quickly became a dominant force in the senior division. It included mostly homegrown talent, along with Ray Ethier, a former Minto goalie. Also, several professional players joined the team, namely Garnie Shai, who played IHL, and Fred Sasakamoose, who played with the Chicago Blackhawks in the NHL. The Anavets also captured a Saskatchewan, Manitoba Intermediate A title during this period. I don't know if Garnet made it. Garnet Shai is going to take possession. He's one of the few members still with us of that hockey team, and he will take the portrait on behalf of the Anavets. Just a note too, with these teams, when we go back to the 50s and 60s, which a bunch of you weren't here yet, some of us were, nothing usually went beyond, especially in senior competition, beyond a provincial level or at least a Western Canada. So when you think, okay, they didn't play in a national championship, there were none. And in the ball leagues, it was provincials, that was as high as you went. Tom Wormworth was inducted as a builder in the sport of golf from 1980 to 1993. Tom organized the junior golf program in Prince Albert. As part of his role, he conducted clinics, competitions, and coordinated travel for these golfers. Tom was also the junior golf chairman for the Saskatchewan Golf Association from 1981 to 1989. Past president of Sask Golf Association, Bill Taylor, summed it up best when he said, "Tom led by example, and all the kids respected him. He quietly went about his job and did it very well." And those of you who know Tom know that that's what he did, and he left last night for Australia to visit his daughter, Adriana. So he will collect his portrait when he returns. Eldon Bell. Eldon was inducted for meritorious service to sport. Volunteering was second nature to Eldon. He was involved in PA minor hockey for 25 years. He also coached minor softball for 5 years. Eldon received many awards recognizing him for his volunteer service, both locally and provincially. The increase in activities in Midtown could be attributed to Eldon as he created new facilities for the residents of the area. Eldon has since passed away, but we will ensure his family receives his portrait. Paul Ashby. Paul was inducted for meritorious service to sport. His passion for the game of softball spanned more than 50 years. Paul, along with Stan Winters and Dan Milan, founded the Prince Albert Minor Softball Association in 1955. Paul coached many young players, including his children and grandchildren, and coached all the way up into the men's division and the women's division. Paul was also inducted into the Saskatchewan Softball Hall of Fame and was honored by the local association when he was asked to throw out the first pitch at the 2001 National Midget Championships. Paul has since passed away. His son Kurt is taking his portrait on behalf of the family, and Kurt was going to try and get away from work. He obviously didn't. 3 athletes were inducted in 2005. Erin Hammett was inducted for her involvement in soccer. She started earning awards for her excellence in sport, in this sport particularly, in grade 7. While attending Carleton High School, she was part of 2 provincial soccer championships. After moving on to university, she competed for the U of S women's team and soon became the all-time women's scoring leader and represented Canada at the 2001 World University Games in Beijing. She was also honored as an All-Canadian in 2000. Erin received many awards at many levels, and all the while, even through university, she was on the dean's list, maintained very high academic honors. She currently resides in Calgary and works as an occupational therapist. So on her return to town, she will pick hers up. David Dalzell. David was inducted in the athlete category for archery. David's archery career started as a youngster at Candle Lake shooting a bow his dad Don made for him, but eventually led him to a berth on the Canadian Olympic team as an alternate in 2000. From 1994 to 1998, David set 38 national records. He became the youngest archer to be selected to the National Excellence Gold Squad. David was part of the 1999 Canadian team at the Pan American Games, where the team finished with a silver medal, and David was the top Canadian, finishing 4th overall. David retired from the sport at age 21 after a car accident. Here to accept his portrait on his behalf is his aunt, Sue Gittinger, and his aunt, Judy Craig. So if you ladies would like to come up. And David lives 12 hours away. He wasn't going to make the drive. Thanks. The final inductee from 2005 is Dave Manson, who was inducted as an athlete in the sport of hockey. Dave started his illustrious career at a young age with the East End Rangers and ended it after playing more than 1,100 NHL games in various arenas. Dave was identified as an elite hockey player at the Pee Wee Bantam age level. He played his first game with the Raiders as a 15-year-old and was part of the Memorial Cup team in 1985. Dave graduated to the NHL as a 19-year-old. Highlights in his career were a trip to the Stanley Cup final and 2 selections to the NHL All-Star Game. In 1992, he also represented Canada at the World Cup in Germany. Dave won many awards over his time as a competitive athlete, and Prince Albert is very fortunate that he returned to our community to give back to a sport as he continues to take an active role in hockey coaching, and he also provided us with some very elite athletes and his children. So Dave has 4 children, all in competitive sports, who are great athletes, and we thank him for coming back. Thanks, Dave. First, in the Meritorious Service Award category, we have Chris Lair. Karate is a sport of discipline, strength, and skill that has been nurtured in Prince Albert since 1983 by Chris Lair. Lair is a 5th degree black belt and is a licensed instructor, judo, and examiner with numerous black belt students. Lair also started up dojos, training centers in La Ronge, Saskatoon, and Onion Lake. Lair has developed the Prince Albert
Budokai.
Thank you. I didn't want to butcher it, so I give that one to you. The Prince Albert Budokai Karate Club to include over 50 students in age, ranging from 6 to 60. He is a provincial Class B referee and national Class C instructor and rank examiner. He can grade up to a brown belt. Lair has served as the vice president of the Saskatchewan Shotokan Karate Association, which holds 3 events annually. As a competitor in the sport, Lair won numerous medals at the International Tell me that one too.
Shotokan.
Shotokan, okay, so pronunciation. Karate Federation and International Karate Daikaiku for individual sparring, individual kata, and team kata. He also serves as the Saskatchewan provincial coach for national competitions. Senzai Lair graduated from the University of Saskatchewan with high honors in psychology. While at the University of Saskatchewan in cooperation with the WHL, Senzai Lair conducted original research in attributional theory of achievement motivation in elite athletes. Senzai Lair continues to study all aspects of karate with the International Karate Daigaku Instructor Training Program. His special interests include physics validation of karate techniques and applications of traditional karate techniques to modern self-defense requirements. I watched a video trying to help math students yesterday, and it was teaching math by karate. And I said, well, first I would have to know karate. So perhaps for geometry theorems, you could come in and do karate. So Chris Lair, congratulations.
Thank you.
Douglas Primo, inducted in athlete category. The late Doug Primo was a highly successful participant in bowling, fastball, and baseball through the 1970s and 80s. A successful athlete, Doug also gave back to the sports he was involved with as a coach and mentor. Bowling saw Primo excel on lanes across Canada based out of Minto Bowl in Prince Albert. His prowess started in 1966 when he won the senior boys singles Saskatchewan title, representing the province at nationals in Agincourt, Ontario. That would start a string of 13 provincial titles for Primo in singles bowling. He also won provincial crowns on teams 1978, 1979, and 1981 on the PA men's team, and 1983 as a part of the PA mixed team. In 1978, men's team went on to win the national championship with a 12-6 one-loss record at the Nationals in Thunder Bay, Ontario. The 1983 PA mixed team also won the Canadian title again hosted in Thunder Bay. Primo has previously been inducted into the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame as the member of the 1978 Canadian men's team, and also is in the Prince Albert Sports Hall of Fame as a member of the 1983 Canadian champion mixed team. His legacy at Minto Bowl was being called Mr. Quick Fix. He would study bowlers and be able to give them advice on how to improve their game. These tips often more than not improve the bowlers' games. In fastball, Doug Primo was the king of the hot corner, played third base for decades. In 1972, he led the social services team to the Sportsman League title and native fastball championship tournaments for the PA Tribesmen in 1978. SMDC Native Sons 1980, 1981, 1983, and as a playing coach for the Friendship Center in 1983, 1984, and 1985. The British Columbia Arrows were the team Primo led. Teams couldn't get by, twice losing to them in finals of big tournaments. In 1983, they lost 12-6 to the Arrows at an international tournament in Norman, Oklahoma, and in 1985, they lost 3-2 to the Arrows in the final of the Canadian finals hosted here in Prince Albert. In 1976, Primo was named to the second team All-Star third baseman at the North American Native Championships in Gallup, New Mexico. Primo was also a mainstay in the 1978 and 1979 Prince Albert Bohemians baseball team. They won the provincial title both years. In 1978, they went on to win the Western Canadian title in Thompson, Manitoba. In 1979, they represented the province at the Westerns in Edmonton, Alberta. Doug Primo was also involved with football and basketball during his high school days at PACI, going on to play in the PA Senior Men's League. He also was an avid golfer at Catchers. Doug Primo passed away in 2003 at the age of 55. And here to represent Doug is his wife, Marion. Congratulations. Doug's brother Manny's here also, and Manny was a great athlete, and he digged Doug's nomination, and he said once he got digging through all the clippings and the files, it comes to light what a great athlete he was and how many things he was involved in. Next, Deanna Hempstead, which is what I always knew her as, Rendall, in the builder category. A lifelong love and passion of the sport of curling has given Deanna Hempstead Rendall the opportunity to travel the world and be part of many national and international events. She has become one of Canada's top on-ice officials in the sport. At an early age for Deanna, as her mother Muriel, father Canute, and older siblings were all active curlers, Deanna took up the sport in high school, making it to the provincial junior finals in 1983. From there, she has become a fixture at the Prince Albert Golf and Curling Club, as not only a player, but an organizer and administrator for many leagues and committees. She completed her Level 2 coaching in 1990 and became a Level 3 official in 1994, and her proficiency as an official was rewarded. She has been the head official and alternate head official at numerous local competitions, as well as officiating at various northern and provincial championships. From this, the Canadian Curling Association recognized Deanna, and she has worked at 6 Canadian and 6 international events. In 2015, Deanna was an official at the World Ladies Championships in Japan and the Continental Cup in Las Vegas. In 2016, the World Ladies Championships was hosted in Swift Current, and again, Deanna was selected as an official. On the ice, Deanna has a professional approach that has made her a top official in the country in the sport of curling. This, mixed with her personable nature off the ice, makes Deanna a person Prince Albert can be proud of. And just as recently as the past week, Deanna served as the head official for the provincial ladies Scotties held in Melville. So congratulations, Deanna. Ken Morrison, athlete builder. Ken Morrison's outstanding hockey career set him up to become an exceptional coach and mentor not only in the sport of hockey, but also in senior high school basketball. As a result, he is being inducted both as an athlete and a builder. As an athlete, Ken Morrison played right wing for the Prince Albert Raiders from 1982 to 1985. He was a key contributor in the organization's development to win the Memorial Cup in 1985, a season in which Morrison scored 51 goals and 108 points in the regular season. He was one of 6 players who was with the Raiders from the beginning of their inaugural season in the WHL through 3 seasons to the Memorial Cup championship in 1985. In the following 1985-86 season, Morrison was traded to the Kamloops Blazers, where he put up 150 points, including 83 goals, first in goals, scored 3rd in the league in points, then another 37 playoff points, 2nd in the league, leading the Blazers to the WHL championship title, his 2nd straight trip to the Memorial Cup. Morrison won the WHL's most gentlemanly-like player and was named a WHL first-team All-Star for the West Division. Okay, all these people stick around. I tried not to laugh. I know, Ken. Most gentlemanly. Isn't that nice? In 1985-86, Morrison would finish his WHL career with 179 goals, 212 assists for 391 points in 268 games played. Morrison would take this scoring prowess to the University of Saskatchewan Huskies men's hockey team for the next 4 seasons. In his first season in 1987, he helped the Huskies to a Canada West Championship and to the National Championship final game. He has the Husky record for the most points scored in a season, 69 on 40 goals and 29 assists in 1988. He holds the Husky record for the most goals in a season at 40, and most career goals at 116. He is 1 point shy of holding the Husky all-time leading scorer record. However, he played 1 full season less than the player who holds it now. Morrison was a 2-time Canada West All-Star and 2-time All-Canadian while playing with the Huskies. He was also named to the Huskies All-Millennium team in 2000. Hockey Canada took notice of Morrison, and he was on Team Canada in 1987 that won the gold medal at the Spengler Cup tournament in Davos, Switzerland. Canada beat Russia in the final in a shootout, and Morrison scored one of the shootout goals for Canada. Morrison completed his Bachelor of Science degree in chemistry at the U of S and began a 3-year professional hockey career overseas. He played 2 seasons of professional hockey for Aalborg and 1 with Herning in the Danish Elite League from 1990 to 1993. Morrison worked on his second degree, a Bachelor of Education, while home between hockey seasons and completed it in 1993. After his playing career concluded, Morrison became an educator and taught the senior sciences at Birch Hill School for 10 years and 1 year at Carleton before becoming an administrator at Carleton. As part of his teaching job in Birch Hills, Morrison was asked to coach the senior girls basketball team and developed a passion for the game, a game that he had never played. He led his team 8 out of 10 seasons to the provincial Final Fours of Hoopla, where they won provincial gold in 2001 and numerous silver and bronze medals. Morrison then went on to coach the Carleton Crusaders senior girls for 7 seasons, qualifying for the provincial Hoopla tournament in all seven, and winning the Small Cities Championship in 2005 and the 4A Provincial Championship in 2010, along with some silver and bronze finishes. He also was recognized as the Saskatchewan High School Athletic Association Male Coach of the Year in 2009. After 17 years of coaching basketball, hockey remained a strong passion, and he got the opportunity to coach with the Prince Albert Mintos in 2011 as an assistant. Morrison had coached IP, Adam, and novice hockey teams in Prince Albert for 7 years while coaching basketball. After just 1 year as head coach, Morrison led the Prince Albert Mintos to the 2014 TELUS Cup Championship with an historic 4-3 overtime win over the Grenadiers of Quebec in a game. I'm skipping the French part. You got that? You're going to say it, Ken? You're going to tell me how to say that name? No. In a game that went into the 3rd overtime in Moose Jaw, and I think lots of us watched that on TV. Congratulations, Ken. Don't quit yet. Don't quit yet. The Prince Albert Mintos 2005, 2006, 2006, 2007 team. Developmental hockey in Prince Albert has featured the Mintos of the Saskatchewan Midget AAA League as long as the top minor hockey associated team. In the mid-2000s, the Mintos reached a new level of excellence, winning back-to-back national TELUS Cup championships in 2005, 2006, and 2006-2007. The first time in the 29-year history this had happened. The Mintos would finish second in the SMAHL during the regular season in 2005-2006 with a 31-9-1 record. They then won the league playoffs, including sweeping regular season regionals in Tisdale. The Mintos then went undefeated at regionals, including a 5-2 win over the Winnipeg Thrashers in the final to qualify for the 2006 TELUS Cup National Midget Championships in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. At the 2006 TELUS Cup, the Mintos breezed through the round robin with a 5-0 record. In the semis, they rolled over to Chateauguay, Quebec, 8-0 to advance to the final against the Calgary Buffaloes. Captain Ron Myers scored in the 3rd overtime period to give the Mintos a 5-4 victory over the Buffaloes, whose roster included Jordan Eberle, Prince Albert minor hockey product Matthew Robertson, who won the league scoring title that year, was named the top forward at the TELUS Cup after scoring 12 goals to break a previously set record held by none other than Sidney Crosby. With 4 players returning, Tommy Brown, Curtis Kulcher, Jaden Potter, and Owen Roschuk, the 2006-2007 Mintos had a new look on the ice. But off the ice, led by President Zenon Markowski, manager Mike Mazurek, coach Tim Leonard, assistant coaches Mo Lemire and Wally Linz, trainer Quentin Halcrow, equipment manager Dan Cobra Taylor, and executive member Rick Willey, the expectation remained high and the team delivered. The Mintos cruised through the SMAAHL regular season with a record of 35-7-1-1 to win the title. The playoffs saw the Mintos defeat the Notre Dame Hounds in the finals to advance to the Western Regionals in Brandon, Manitoba. Once again, the Mintos went through the regionals unscathed, including a 4-3 win over the Brandon Wheat Kings in the final to advance to their second straight TELUS Cup, this time in Red Deer, Alberta. Minto magic at the TELUS Cup continued as they would run their winning streak to 14 games in 2007, sweeping the round robin, defeating St. Francois Blizzard of Quebec 4-2 in the semifinal, then defeated the host Red Deer Optimist Rebels 3-2 in double overtime in the final. Ryan Fox scored the OT winner for the Mintos to stun the home crowd, who saw Prince Albert end a 29-game home ice winning streak in the round robin of the tournament. Tyler Fiddler was awarded the top forward, Louis Latsko the top defenseman, and Carson Chubak the top goalie at the TELUS Cup. Here to represent those 2 years of the Mintos, Mike Mazurek. Congratulations. And last but not least, each year, the board recognizes a sport organization in Prince Albert, and this happened to tie nicely in with the Mintos being inducted. The Prince Albert Minor Hockey Association is this year's sport organization. Prince Albert Minor Hockey began in 1957 as Prince Albert Kinsman Minor Hockey. It operated under that name until 1989, when it officially became Prince Albert Minor Hockey Association. Over the course of almost 60-year history of the association, PAMHA has produced over 40 provincial champions, 4 Western Region champions, 2 Western Canadian champions, and 3 national champions. Prince Albert Minor Hockey Association has produced literally dozens of graduates who have gone on to play professionally in either North America or Europe, and still more who have played at higher levels, such as Major Junior or Junior A and CIS or NCAA hockey. Prince Albert Minor Hockey has also hosted numerous provincial final series and provincial championship tournaments. Prince Albert Minor Hockey has hosted a Western Regional Midget AAA Championship, the Purelator Cup, Western Canadian Bantam Championship, and the Air Canada Cup National Midget Championship. PA Minor Hockey has historically averaged around 1,000 players per year. Currently, there are over 900 players in Prince Albert Minor Hockey, with 700 being Pee-wee age or younger. There are also 400 volunteers in the role of coach, manager, etc. Prince Albert also boasts one of the most vibrant female divisions anywhere, with almost 150 players and 20 coaches being female. In the past few years, PA Minor Hockey has become known across the country for its innovation in programming, policy creation, and new initiatives. Prince Albert Minor Hockey has become a provincial leader in coach mentorship, grassroots development, and training. They have continually worked towards improving quality of program for both players and coaches, while keeping the game accessible. Ice time, training, and affordability has been PA Minor Hockey's credo. Here to represent PA Minor Hockey is Brad Toporowski. Tickets for the 2017 Prince Albert Sports Hall of Fame banquet, which is April 29th, are $50 and are available at Community Services in City Hall. There are corporate tables of 8 available for $500, which includes sponsorship of the event. So you can hear from our board today. We have Derek Blay, who is at the City Hall, and the other Derek, Jody Boulay. Pat Regal is part of our board, and we always have Bob Smisko, who's a past board member who comes to all our events and helps, so we keep saying you should just come back on the board. So thank you all for coming this morning and being in attendance for this, and we hope to see you all at the banquet.